Hello, my name is Mike Hosker. I'm a product specialist with AKAI Professional. I'm proud to be showing you today AKAI's MPC 5000, the newest addition to the MPC line. If you're familiar with AKAI's MPCs, you know already that they are very powerful sampling and sequencers, and we've built upon all these features in previous MPCs, giving you a complete solution from initial concept to end result. We've kept all the past features which have made them legendary in music production and elaborated on them to give you a complete workstation for live use or in the studio. So first thing you're going to notice is this much larger screen here with inverted color and high contrast. This will ease the strain on your eyes during extended sessions. And over to the left of the screen we have 8 more Q-Links controllers than that of a 2500. So most of the parameters and modes that you'll go into are all adjustable using the Q-Links. So for example, if I go into my effects mode, which we have 49 of now, and we have 4 buses that we can put 2 effects on each bus. I can go into my effect, choose it, and now the Q-Links automatically correspond with the parameters that I'm adjusting on the screen. In program mode, we have the ability to put 4 samples to a pad, which we've already been able to do before in previous MPCs, but now we can cycle through these samples on one pad. We go into Window, and in Zone Play we can choose Cycle, and cycle through the samples on one pad. So you can play a beat with one pad. We can also randomize the play of those samples as well. Also in program mode, we have our filter LFO page, which allows us to adjust the filter and LFO, the shape of the wave, the shape of the LFO, pitch, level, pan, and everything related to that voice. We've brought back Simult mode, which allows us to trigger 4 pads with one pad. So I have these 3 pads here set to Simult mode, and this pad is going to trigger all 3 of those. So pad 14 has that sound, 15 and 16 is my synth line, and with pad 13 I'm going to trigger all 3 of them. Put a beat over it. Also, we've incorporated hard disk recording, streaming from the hard drive. So now you no longer have to dump your work into a DAW. You can record 8 tracks of audio hard disk recording directly to the MPC itself. And don't worry about the size of these recordings either. We've incorporated an 80 gig hard drive with the unit. On top of all that, we've incorporated a 22 voice virtual analog 3 oscillator synthesizer. All the parameters in the synthesizer correspond to the Q-Link controls. And we get into each one of our pages for editing these parameters by using the F buttons below the screen. So my oscillators, filters, envelopes, LFOs, and there's a master page for editing your global synth parameters using the Q-Link controls. So I'll go ahead and bring up a synth. And now I'll do some editing. There's also an arpeggiator that allows us to latch. And now I can latch an arpeggiation and apply all my parameter changes while that ARP is playing. I can sequence multiple synthesizers. It's a 22 voice virtual analog synth, so it's a real monster of a synthesizer. In mixer mode, we now have a track mixer, which allows us to adjust all our levels, muting, and panning of the tracks now, not just the individual pads. And of course, I can record all my mix changes as well. So now I can mix entire groups of pads and not have to worry about doing them individually or knowing what's on each individual pad. In our trim mode, we've upgraded our file format Chop Shop to 2.0, which allows for stereo beat matched files. We can now also extract, convert from stereo to mono. We can normalize, reverse, time stretch, pitch shift our samples like never before in an MPC. We have an 8-DAT light pipe port with 8 audio outs, 12 Q-Link controls, a larger screen with inverted color and high contrast, expanded effects and effects busing, master EQ and compressor, and 4 buses to put 2 effects on each one. So you can have up to 8 effects going at once. So these features make the MPC 5000 a serious centerpiece to any studio. But the real power is in its workflow and the ability to give users of all music genres the tools they need to get their ideas out live or in the studio and into the ears of others.